Today we will learn about array. Suppose we have a variable int a, this. So in this variable a, at a time we can store only one variable, one value we can store. But if we are creating array int a, in this case we can store n number of elements inside this array. But all the elements would be same type, that is integer type. That is called array. That means if we are creating int a, that means it is creating one space inside our memory location. The name is a. Here we can store only one value. But if we are creating array, that means it will create number of boxes, a number of memory spaces, contiguous memory spaces, dot dot dot, all names will be a. But now how we will distinguish these boxes? We will distinguish these boxes by its index position. Index position starts from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5 and so on. So if we want to print, or if we want to take this value, we need array of index position. For this, array of index position 1, array of index position 2, array of index position 3 and so on. Name is a. For all the variables name is a, but index positions are different. So that is the thing, that is called array. Here we can store contiguous same type of elements, more than one, but here we can store only one element. That's why array is useful. Now how we can declare an array? Declaration of array, we have two types. First, data type, then array name, box bracket equals to new, again data type and number of elements. Example, int ar is the name of the array, box bracket equals to new keyword int 10. That means we are creating one object, array object, that will hold 10 elements. Otherwise directly also we can put the values. For example, int ar box bracket equals to 5, 10, 12, 15, 40, 20, 25 and so on. These things also possible. Directly we can store the values. Here it is integer array, we have taken integer. If you want to create full float array or double, anything, that type of values we can store directly. String also, string ar box bracket equals to within these brackets, second brackets, curly brackets, within double quotation you can give the values. Suppose abc comma xyz comma and so on you can store. Now if you are creating this type of array, that means you know how many the elements are there. Suppose 10 or n can be used given by user, but here you don't know how many elements you have taken. So this time you have to find out the length of the array. So how we will find out the length of the array? We have a keyword length. It is not keyword actually, it is a property of an array. Here length is the property of an array. So int l, it returns integer value. So int l equals to name of the array dot, here box bracket is not needed, ar dot length. Length is a property of an array. Okay, so we have learned this length in string also, but that string array, the string length is function, string function. Suppose s is a string, s dot length, here length is function, but this is not a function, this is the property of an array. That is the difference between these two. It returns also integer value, and that is this one also returns integer value of the string, means how many characters are there. Okay, now how we can create an array? First we will learn how to create an array, and then how we will store the values and we will print the result. So you see, write a program to create an array and print the elements. First import java java.util.start semicolon, because we are using scanner class. Then class name suppose array1. Then void main. Here you can write public static void main, no problem. Then scanner class I am creating. Scanner object is sc equals to new scanner new E, it is E actually, new scanner system.in. Then I'm asking a number that is the range of the array, means how many elements we want to store. So enter the range of the array. Suppose it is n. Int n equals to sc dot next int. Okay. Now we will create the array. So suppose array name is a, box bracket equals to new, type is int, and here we will write n. That means now we have an array with n number of boxes, n number of places where we can store n elements. Now how we will store the elements? For that we need loop, for loop. You can use while loop also, but for loop is better. I equals to 0. Why 0? Because our index position starts from 0. I told here index position starts from 0. So that's why we need 0. Then semicolon, I less than n. So because it is starting from 0, that should be 1 less. And then I plus plus. Now we will write system.out.println. That is not necessary every time, but you can write ln enter element. So if you are writing like this, what will happen? You will understand then how many times you have to enter. Then array name. Then here we will write I in box bracket. So first time the value of I will be 0. So a of 0. Then a of 1, a of 2 up to a of n minus 1. It will take inputs. So because we are using scanner class, so we need sc dot next int. Okay. So now close it. Now you have taken the input. That is the input part. So for almost all the array programs, you have to write up to this. Same. Then afterwards what you will do? We have to print. So result. System.out.println. Our array elements are. So again we need a for loop. For int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Then we have to print. So here I am writing system dot out dot println or print whatever, then a of I. Then I will close the void main, then class. So that is our program. Using that we can take input and we can print the array elements.